Hey, good evening. This week we were asked to discuss social justice and counseling, and so responding to an article written by Hugh Creather and Carrie Winthrop in 2012, the article titled Values in Social Justice Counseling. Matthew 7, verse 12 states, "So whatever you wish others would do unto you, do also to them, for this is the law and the prophets." In the article, the authors illustrate that social justice is both a goal and a process, and that counselors who desire a socially just world strive to ensure equitable opportunities, and that is equitable opportunity to resources that enable people to affect both policy and law in a manner that ultimately results in a harmonious society in which both individual needs and the societal needs as a whole are met. And the psalmist writes, "Give justice to the weak and the fatherless, maintain the right and the afflicted and the destitute," in Psalms 82, verse 3. Social justice counseling is about advocating for the rights and the well-being of the socially disadvantaged. It operates on a principle-based practice that includes topics such as equity and access, participation, and harmony. And these practices or these principles are put towards the assessing of the client's need. Essentially, social justice counseling is about living out the ethical requirement that we all have as professional counselors to put our clients' interests and well-being first. In Isaiah, we read, "Learn to do good and seek justice, correct the oppression, bring justice to the fatherless, and plead the widow's cause." Isaiah 1, verse 17. What we're trying to do through social justice counseling is to create an open environment that fosters an environment of equitable opportunity for the client to be heard, understood, and valued. And this then leads us or provides the opportunity for a counselor to help the client to self-identify their life challenges and to be part of the process of formulating the steps required to overcome those challenges. You see, challenges in anybody's life can be many different things. But in most cases, whatever that challenge is to the individual client, it's a source of oppression. You see, it's oppressive, it's stealing happiness and joy, it's taking the peace out of their life, and it's preventing them from having the ability to live a fulfilled life. And so the prophet Jeremiah declared, "Thus says the Lord, do justice and righteous, and deliver from the hand of the oppressor him who has been robbed. And do no wrong or violence to the resident alien, the fatherless and the widow, nor shed the innocent blood in this place." Jeremiah 22:3. You know, we stated that social justice in the beginning was both a goal and a process, and we've talked about some of those processes. But what is the goal? Well, the golden rule, or the goal for the authors, is illustrated as do unto others as you would have counselors do unto them. And really, the essence of social justice counseling is that we don't impose our views as counselors on our clients. This is instead, we don't want to transcend our own personal values or our ideals or how we think would best suit the client. Instead, we want to value the client's personal values, ideals, and views in the process of providing that for them. For me, my personal golden rule of counseling comes from something that German theologian Dietrich Bonhoeffer stated. He said that Christ was a man for others, and that was that when Christ looked at a person, he looked past the standards of the day. He looked past the standards of society even. He looked past the outward circumstances of that individual, and instead he showed them love. And so for me as a counselor, that's the goal for me. My golden rule is to look at every client through the eyes of Christ. That's to see people as Christ sees them. I'm reminded of the woman at the well, the Samaritan woman, and how Christ interacted with her and didn't interact through condemnation, but instead accepted her and brought her to a point where she was able, through his interaction with her, to discover her own truth, which ultimately was Christ's truth. And I think that that's what being counselors is about. And for me, that's the implementation of my golden rule, is to be able to help others to find peace in their life, but in doing that, realizing that I may be the only opportunity that they ever get to hear biblical truth, and that they ever get to see Jesus, and that they do that through me. And so that is my golden rule. And that is how I plan to take action. And the action is by simply taking the steps necessary to expand my multiculturalism, to have a better understanding of people's cultures and views, and to be open to that, but to pray daily that I'm doing what I've been called to do, and that is to show truth. That even in the worst tragedies of life, Christ has the power to change lives and to help others to overcome their challenges through his love. Thank you.